Are you ready to see the masterpiece that you are from the inside out and help you frame it so that you shine? That's what we'll be speaking about today on Biz Success in 15, how you can convert colors to cash. Hi, I'm Cindy J, the Visibility Wiz, and welcome to this episode of Biz Success in 15. I am so excited to have a guest today, Amy Janice. She's an image consultant and stylist and international best-selling author. She types people by the elements more than just the basic hair, eye color. Her goal is to help you see the masterpiece that you are from the inside out so that you shine. Welcome, Amy. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
To start with, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you came about typing people by the elements?
Okay, of course. So I have been like a behind the scenes person for many, many years. I was a freelance writer, ghostwriter, copywriter, doing all those behind the scenes things for over 20 years. I decided to finally put my own book out there in my own name. It took forever for me to actually make that push because it was scary to me to be so vulnerable and open and letting people see like, yeah, those are my thoughts, my ideas, my brain, right? I feel like they're looking into my soul and my head. When I put my book out there, I was attending a speaker's retreat with a friend to support her, not knowing I was going to become a speaker that weekend. But also, another friend had mentioned that I was going to meet this image consultant. She was going to change my life. And like, I wasn't going to be able to wear black anymore, probably, but it's okay. She'll change my life. And in my head, I was like, no one is telling me what I can't wear. So I did agree, though, that being typed would be beneficial because I did just put this book out there. So for pictures for my book or my website, or if I was to do book signings or things like that, it would be beneficial to wear the colors that I look best in. So I was like, okay, I'll use it for that. And I'm not changing my wardrobe. My entire wardrobe was black and gray, mostly gray, but a lot of black and gray. And she told me I was a fire. And I told her she was wrong. And she told me what colors to wear. And I was like, I don't want to wear those colors. I don't like those colors. I'm not giving up black. I'm not giving up gray. And you're wrong. And I'm going to prove it to you. So I wore the colors for a week to prove her wrong. Only that's not what happened. Now, in hindsight, and now that I've been trained and certified and understand this, my reaction was a very fiery reaction. We're kind of rebels. We're kind of like, let me dare you. Let me prove it wrong. Let me just do this. And so when I told her she was wrong, let me prove it, she already knew, like, well, that just confirmed everything I just said. um, so yeah, that's very, very rare, by the way. If I'm set out to prove somebody wrong, I can count on less than one hand how many times I was wrong. That was one. So then friends and family saw the effect that it had on me as I embraced and embodied this. And so I wanted to get my friends typed and my mom typed and other people that I knew. And instead of continuing to pay her to do it, I was like, okay, let me get certified to do it. When we were shopping in a group, she told me, like, you have an eye for this, because I was helping her with the other people. So I was like, all right, let me get certified and then I can just help these people. And then after I got certified, I was like, it would be nice to make that investment back. And then I accidentally started a business. So now we're here.
Accidentally started a business. Okay. There are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason.
I totally agree. Looking back through my life, I see that there were little nuggets to this path the entire time.
Yes.
What really stood out to me when I was given a position, or not position, I was given an opportunity to offer my services to make my investment back to recover that. And I was watching the changes and transformations. And that is so rewarding and so beautiful that I can take someone's hand and walk with them through this little path of self-discovery. And when they see the light in themselves, like when they see that, that's beautiful to me.
Mhm.
So that little magical moment is when I was like, I actually want to do this. Like
Mhm.
I can give back and contribute to other people finding their spark while having a business and having my own freedom. And I was like, well, that's a win, 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 win for everyone. And the more of us that step into our light and truly embody our gifts and share that, like the world will just continue to be a brighter place because there's enough negativity. You know what I mean? So if I can add
Exactly.
to that positivity, I'm all for that.
So I have a question. So with the title of our call today is Colors to Cash. So if you're a business person, a coach, an author, or a speaker, and how do the colors you wear relate to cash?
Okay, so that is an excellent question. So how to convert colors to cash. Number one, discovering your element. That's where I come in. I can help you with that. Number two, wearing your colors. So not only wearing your colors, there's 4 elements that I type in. That's air, water, fire, and earth. And within those 4 elements, everybody gets their color palette, right? And they do line up with seasonal color palettes. It's just way more than that. Within that color palette, I break it down into sections on which colors give off which energy for you. So for a speaker, if you're going to speak on stage, you want to be seen and heard, right? You want to be recognized as that person is the expert. That's the person I need to listen to right now. When you wear your dynamic colors, you're sending out that energy. You want to be seen and heard, and you're commanding that attention. So when you're speaking on stage, wearing a dynamic color in your color palette is what you want to do. If you are doing a 3-day event and that first day, you want to establish that trust and connection, right? So you would wear one of your flesh tone colors because that allows people to see your heart. It allows you to be open. So that establishes that trust factor. So day 1, that's what you would wear. And then day 2, if you're doing your initial offer on day 2, you would wear a dynamic. And then day 3, to kind of wrap it all back up, you could go with a foundational. You could go with another flesh tone. You could go with a few different things. And your foundational colors are always like grounding for you. That's like going to be the bulk of your wardrobe, and you'll just add in these other things. And it probably doesn't make a lot of sense without knowing what those colors are, but I can't tell you those colors without knowing your element.
Right.
Does that make sense? Does that kind of answer that
Definitely,
question?
yeah, definitely does. And I know too, you talk about first impressions. So what do colors have to do with first impressions?
Okay, so according to Harvard Business, which a lot of us know the statistic, it takes 3 to 7 seconds to make a first impression. That's typically before you ever open your mouth to say anything, right? But what a lot of people don't know is half of that is based on what you're wearing. So if you're wearing colors that aren't in your element, it's like you're wearing an invisible cloak. So you're sending a subconscious message to yourself and to those around you. Look at me. Can't you see me? Don't you want to see me? Don't you want to connect with me? It's a barrier. It's an invisible cloak, and you're hiding in plain sight that way.
Mhm. That makes so much sense. Uh, Definitely. So, what are some of the coolest changes you have seen in your clients?
Oh man. So I have one real estate client that was struggling to get clients and sell houses when the economy was like completely booming and you had to really be doing something to not sell houses. She was very fashionable, very beautiful woman, and she dressed very much like a real estate agent, but always in black. Very sophisticated, elegant, again, fashionable, but black. And she's a fire, so she's not black is not her color. I'm not going to say she's not supposed to wear black, but it's just not ideal for her. When she started wearing her colors, the greens, the browns, the burnt oranges, the cinnamon colors, she noticed that her business picked up right away. So when I checked in with her, she was joking with me that she was going to stop wearing her colors because she was getting too much attention. We decided her getting an assistant would be a much better option.
Mhm.
So watching her come to life that way is amazing.
Mhm.
Um, Watching another client was very quiet and reserved. She's actually a nurse, so she gets to wear black. and she's starting to speak more. She's starting to come into her own and be confident that that it's okay to be seen.
Mhm.
One of my colleagues that got typed the same time I did, so I didn't type him, but we talk and we have a friendship. He actually got his whole family typed. His daughter is an heir, and heirs are all about fun. They don't want to be boxed in. If it's too structured, they hate it. So he had her in piano lessons for 2 years and kept getting called in where they would give her to another instructor. She was in trouble again. She wasn't listening. So once she got typed, he took her out of the lessons. And then one day at a family function, he just sat down and started playing with her, and they were having fun. Now she wakes up early to play the piano every morning because it's fun. So like now she's learned because it's fun, but in that structured setting she was in, it wasn't fun. So like watching that transformation, but also knowing like
Mhm.
how that can help in different ways. So yes, it can be very beneficial to improving your financial status. It can also be beneficial to just understanding who you are, who those are around you, and what your gifts are, and how to best utilize those to bring them to fruition or to work together and collaborate.
Very, very good. Now, what would you say to somebody, back in the 80s, Color Me Beautiful was really in. So a lot of people still get typed by spring, summer, fall. And there's a huge difference, I believe, between the way they are typed and the way you type. Can you explain a little bit about those differences, how you type differently than that?
Absolutely. So there are some similarities and some differences, right? We found that actually there's been a lot of people that were typed in the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s that might have been typed incorrectly, or things change. I'm not sure. Your element's not going to change. So I do drape the cloths, the colors on people. If it's in person, I can touch their forearm, the skin on their forearm, because each element has a different texture of skin. I can also put the metal bracelets on them and see how their skin reacts to the different metals. Not turning it green, like that's not what I mean. What I see is not what a lot of people are going to see. I see how like the veins might stand out more. The skin cells, like if you look at your skin, like there's like lines and stuff in it, right? It might smooth out for me. It's easier to show than explain that. Then I do drape the different cloths to see how your eyes and face do react to that. That is a part of it. But I'm also looking at the shape of your facial features, the general shape of your body, how you hold your hands, how you position your body, and your core characteristics, how you show up. But not just today. I'm going to ask you questions about your childhood. Like a lot of heirs actually walked on their tippy toes as toddlers or young children, like very bouncy. Um, I might ask you to do like a hand movement, because how your hands move is going to be telling to me. And if we can't figure it out between two elements, I'm going to look at the shape of your toes, because even that'll tell me something. So it's just a much more in depth thing. And it goes into your characteristics as well as how the colors react to your skin.
Okay.
The color of your hair now is closer to your natural color before you went gray, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So if you were to dye your hair lime green, that would not be a great look for you, because that color is not going to benefit you. If I were to dye my hair black, it wouldn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to dye your hair black, it wouldn't look right, because that's not the color that's best for you. If you are going to color your hair, it is best to use tones and colors in your fan.
And your color fan. Very, very interesting. So, Amy, I know you have a free gift for the audience. So if you can share what that is, and also let people know how they can get in touch with you to learn more about being typed in their element.
Absolutely. So my free gift is 3 secrets to look and feel great. And if you're interested in getting in touch with me, you can go to my website or email me through there. My website is embodyyourelement.com, and that is EMBODYYOURELEMENT, embodyyourelement.com. And Amy at embodyyourelement.com is a really easy way to get in touch with me.
Thank
Amy is
you.
AMY.
And so if somebody wants to get your 3 Secrets book, how do they do that?
So you can go to embodyyourelement.com/3 secrets, SECRETS. So just the number 3 and secrets, embodyyourelement.com/3 secrets.
And so do you have anything else that you would like to share with our audience before we say goodbye?
Okay, so 2 things. One is just a little freebie nugget of information. There are 4 universal colors that look great on everyone. So if you're planning family pictures, if you don't know your element and you want to wear something the next time you present before you get to work with me or whatever the case may be, eggplant and teal are 2 of those colors. I will leave you with that tidbit. In addition, something, I guess my core message that I would like to share with everyone is you are perfect the way you are right this moment, right now. You are whole, you are worthy. Please love yourself and step into yourself. Please appreciate your gifts, because the gifts that you have to share aren't going to be able to fully be shared or received if you're not loving and appreciating yourself. So you matter, you're worthy, and start there.
Okay, so thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure having you, and I look forward to connecting with you again.
Thank you, Cindy. It's been a pleasure.
You're very welcome. And to the audience, if you've never been typed, or if you were typed the old way, I strongly suggest you get in touch with Amy and discover what your element is, because from personal experience as well, it can really totally change your life and your income. So have a great day. See you next week. Bye-bye.